Well, good morning. Welcome to Daily Videos with me. It is Saturday, August 1st, and my name is PM, Pastor Michelle. I've only been awake a little bit. Just got done doing some cleaning. Anyway, I do hope everyone's doing okay. Let's start with some prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So, I hope everyone is doing okay. It's hard to believe we're in the month of August. Geez, oh Pete. It's just hard. Time's been moving fast and slow all at the same time. So, I just thought I would start with just a little bit of reflection. Last night, I thought about my car accident a lot. I don't know why. Sometimes it's as clear as day. And the only thought I had was what it would have been like if it would have happened during COVID. It would have been hard because the night of my accident, I had people come and visit me in the ER, and then my wife, of course, came. And I'm so grateful for those people that showed up and just sat with me. And if my accident would have happened during COVID, I wouldn't have had anyone come to visit me. Probably because they wouldn't have been allowed. So anyway, I know it's a random thought, my random thought of the day, but it's been over 2 years and that car accident still was in my head, in my brain. Sometimes I can remember it as clear as day. I remember the pain. I remember the fear, but it's something I look back on, and I pray to God that this pandemic will be something that we look back on one day, because it's crazy, isn't it? This whole, if we all make it out of this thing, just hope, and I pray we do. I hope we are better people because of it. That's just my hope. I've had a wonderful vacation, relaxing and trying my best to enjoy every single second of it. And I go back to work tomorrow, right? And yeah, so things will be busy, but it's okay. The one nice thing that I'm very grateful for is I love what I do. It's my calling. I can't imagine doing anything else. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm truly, truly grateful to have a job that I truly love with all my heart. For that, I'm very grateful. I've just been doing a lot of soul searching lately, just thinking about life, and no time like the present while we're in a pandemic. Sorry, I just got done vacuuming our basement and dust is in my nose. I just, my life hasn't turned out exactly how I thought it would, but it's okay. And, I'm coming to grips with a few realities. And one of those things, I just want to say this out loud, is that, most likely, I'm 37, most likely, I'm probably not going to have kids, whether a foster or adopt. It's probably not in the cards. And it's hard. I always picture myself having kids. And I know it's possible. It's possible that we could have kids someday. We could foster, we could adopt, whatever. We could decide to do that down the road. But right now, it doesn't seem like that's ever gonna happen. And I think I'm grieving that a little because I always expected me to have kids. But at the same time, there's so many more ways that I can share love, and I don't know. I've just been thinking about that a lot lately. And just because my life, I don't know. That just was on my mind lately. I don't know what's been on your minds during this pandemic. I feel like I'm in my head a lot. But just let's get out of my head and get into Hunger Games. Let's hear what's happening with Katniss and Peeta. Yeah, that turned out great. You ended up dying in a mud bank. That's what I want to say, but I can't. He did save my life by taking on Cato after all. I tried another tactic. What if you climbed up in a tree and acted as a lookout while I hunted, I say, trying to make it sound like very important work. They're trying to figure out what Peeta's going to do. What if you show me what's edible around here and go get us some meat? He says, mimicking my tone. Just don't go far in case you need help. I sigh and show him some roots to dig. We do need food, no question. 1 apple, 2 rolls, and a blob of cheese the size of a plum won't last long. I'll just go a short distance and hope Cato is a long way off. I teach him a bird whistle, not a melody like Rue's, but a simple 2-note whistle, which we can use to communicate that we're all right. Fortunately, he's good at this. Leaving him with the pack, I head off. I feel like I'm 11 again, tethered not to the safety of the fence, but to PETA, allowing myself 20, maybe 30 yards of hunting space. Away from him, though, the woods come alive with animal sounds, reassured by his periodic whistles. I allow myself to drift farther away and soon have 2 rabbits and a fat squirrel to show for it. I decide it's enough. I can get snares and maybe get some fish. With PETA's roots, this will be enough for now. As I travel the short distance back, I realize we haven't exchanged signals in a while. When my whistle receives no response, I run. In no time, I find the pack, a neat pile of roots beside it. The sheet of plastic has been laid on the ground where the sun can reach a single layer of berries that covers it. But where is he? PETA! I call out in a panic. PETA! I turn to the rustle of brush and almost send an arrow through him. Fortunately, I pull my bow at the last second and it sticks in an oak trunk to his left. He jumps back, flinging a handful of berries into the foliage. My fear comes out as anger. What are you doing? You're supposed to be here, not running around in the woods. I found some berries down by the stream, he says, clearly confused by my outburst. Why didn't you whistle back? I snap. I didn't hear. The water's too loud, I guess. He crosses and puts his hands on my shoulders. That's when I feel that I'm trembling. I thought Cato killed you, I almost shout. No, I'm fine. PETA wraps his arms around me, but I don't respond. Katniss? I push away, trying to sort out my feelings. If 2 people agree on a signal, they stay in range. Because if one of them doesn't answer, they're in trouble, all right? All right, because that's what happened with Rue and I watched her die, I say. I turn away from him. Go to the pack and open a fresh bottle of water. Although I still have some in mind, but I'm not ready to forgive him. I notice the food, the rolls and apples are untouched. But someone's definitely picked away part of the cheese and you ate without me. I really don't care. I just want something else to be mad about. What? No, I didn't. Oh, I suppose the apples ate the cheese? I don't know what ate the cheese, PETA says slowly and distinctly, as if trying not to lose his temper. But it wasn't me. I've been down by the stream collecting berries. Would you care for some? I would actually, but I don't want to relent too soon. I do walk over and look at them. I've never seen this type before. No, I have, but not in the arena. These aren't Rue's berries, although they resemble them. Nor do they match any I learned about in training. I lean down and scoop up a few, rolling them between my fingers. My father's voice comes back to me. Not these, Katniss. Never these. They're nightlock. You'll be dead before they reach your stomach. Just then the cannon fires. I whip around expecting PETA to collapse to the ground, but he raises only his eyebrows. The hovercraft appears 100 yards or so away. What's left of Fox's face's emaciated body is lifted into the air. I can see the red glint of her hair in the sunlight. I should have known the moment I saw the missing cheese. PETA has me by the arm, pushing me toward a tree. Climb, he'll be here in a second. We'll stand a better chance fighting him from above. I stop him, suddenly calm. No, PETA. She's your kill, not Cato's. What? I haven't seen her since the first day, he says. How could I have killed her? An answer. I hold out the berries. Dun, dun, dun. Poisonous food. So, let's hear what John Pavlovitz has to say for our blog of the day, and should be a fun one. It's titled "The Political Extinction of the White American Male Dinosaur." All right, it's hard for me to imagine the extinction of that because I've been from going through presidents and like sharing facts of the day about each of the presidents, and it is a long line of just white people, right? Until Barack Obama. White males, white male, now we're back to a white male, right? Maybe one day we will have a woman president, right? So let's hear what John Pavlovitz has to say. The political extinction of the white American male dinosaur. I love the look I saw this week. It was the look of terrified dinosaurs realizing that the meteorite is on its way. The dilated pupils in the eyes of leaden, lumbering prehistoric monsters who've had their run of the house, now finding themselves at the precipice of political extinction. The most diverse Congress in our history began its 2019 session as a harbinger of what is coming for this nation and what this means for their species. America is growing more diverse in its representative leadership, though still painfully lagging behind. It's quickly making up ground. They can see the change in the weather and the light in the sky, and they are scrambling to avoid the coming impact because they can sense it will not end well for them. That's why Mitch McConnell's holding the government hostage over an ineffective multi-billion-dollar monument to the racism of a border wall that the 2/3 of this country doesn't want. It's why men like Tucker Carlson rant mindlessly about successful women ushering in the decline of men. It's why Jim Mattis and Michael Cohen and General Kelly and Mike Flynn and a perpetually revolving door of men are leaving or being forced out of positions of influence and leadership. It's why Republican leaders have spent the past year creating a massive straw man out of exhausted migrant families and refugee children as though they were wealthy foreign adversaries rigging a presidential election. It's why right-wing trolls leaked a video of a college-aged Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez dancing as if it was a clip of her saying she could grab less powerful men by the genitalias. It's why Liberty University President Jerry Falwell Jr. performed embarrassingly contorted theological gymnastics in order to align with this president over poor people. It's why Donald Trump spent Christmas Eve bunkered down in the White House behind a smartphone, tweeting scattered rapid-fire nonsense instead of being with his family or reading or, God forbid, serving someone. It is the white-hot fear that has overtaken them all. They're all in a scalding panic because they understand that their brief moment in history to have their way and impose their will has quickly come to a close. The landscape is being renovated. The climate is changing, and as a species, they are dying, which is why they will do what all frightened animals do when they are backed into a corner and realize the level of the threat. They will grow more violent than ever before. In the coming days, the tweets will become more erratic, the legislative assaults will grow more transparently desperate, the hate crimes more brazen, the sermons more alarmist and incendiary. These Jurassic, soon-to-be amber-trap relics will act as if the very sky above them is falling, because in very real ways it is. They will thrash and spit and bellow in an effort to buy themselves a few more days and a bit more power and another federal judge or two, but they cannot stave off their inevitable political disappearance as progress and civilization in time swallow them up. The misogynistic, supremacist nostalgia of their dying glory days is dissolving in the glorious refining fire of what is coming on the horizon. Color and diversity, and new and young and wide open. The wall builders and the close-fisted and the table monopolizers will not survive this evolution. America's history is being rewritten in real time by a fearless, disparate, interdependent humanity of every creed and orientation and nation of origin, and despite a reign that seemed like it would never end, the once mighty white dinosaurs are running out of real estate and time. Their eyes tell the story. They see extinction coming. We all do. All right. He just says it like it is. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Stay safe out there.